Hey everybody, welcome to my very basic guide to Necromancy, where you learn that skeletons only want to socialize, but NPCs don't think you should. The Necromancer has many restrictions and requires some amount of optimal play and a lot of pre-planning for the day from the Wizard base class in order for it to truly shine. But first let's talk about the subclass features that you get for choosing the Necromancy school as your arcane tradition. Okay, so starting at level 2, you get Necromancy Savant. You like Necromancy stuff, so your passion allows you to spend only half as much time and gold as other wizards when copying Necromancy spells into your wizard spellbook. Also, another feature that you get at level 2 is Grim Harvest. You get the feature of sucking out the life energy from creatures you kill with spells that cost spell slots. Once per turn, when you kill a creature, you regain hit points equal to twice the spell's level, or 3 times its level if the spell that killed it was a Necromancy spell. This is an interesting ability to have, however as a wizard your hit points are gonna be so low that any damage might knock you out, so staying away from danger and not getting hit at all is usually what you should be doing. As a necromancer, you'll probably be using your undead minions to get the kill rather than your own spells. This marginalizes the effectiveness of Grim Harvest, meaning you'll probably not be getting much value from this feature, although you can try and experiment this with spells such as Vampiric Touch. But that's okay, because at level 6 you get Undead Thralls. This is the feature that turns your nerdy ass into a full-blown bone racer. This is the feature that buffs your haggard friends, adding your wizard level to their hit point maximum, and adding your proficiency bonus to their damage rolls. And also you get Juiced Up Animate Dead spell for free, giving you 2 pals per Animate Dead cast. Although you still need another corpse or pile of bones in order to create the bonus friend. Now, the Necromancer subclass's power depends a lot on the setting that you are playing in. Does the world view raising the dead as something super evil, and any necromancer is to be burned at the stake? Do cities have magical protections that instantly kill your undead companions if they get too near? What about clerics and paladins? How prevalent are they in your campaign? Do towns usually have them milling around? Like any other player character you're creating, it is always a good idea to talk to your DM about how your character can fit into the world you guys are making. This is doubly true for Necromancer Wizards. Depending on how strong you guys are planning on becoming, creating a massive undead army can have huge ramifications for the world that you're inhabiting, and can sometimes derail the entire campaign if the Necromancer is too overt in their dark deeds. This can be fun and exciting, but do take into account the other players at the table and how they feel about where this campaign is going. Anyways, yeah, this ability is your linchpin and is just good for necromancers in general. However, be mindful that you need to cast Animate Dead on a new pile of corpses for fresh recruits and just let your old friends go wild, or you can reassert your dominance on 4 bros per Animate Dead every 24 hours. There isn't any explicit rules in the PHB to heal the wounds of your minions, although Jeremy Crawford, the lead rules designer, did say that your buddies can use their hit dice on short rests and assumedly regain hit dice on long rests, so that's one way to heal them. Starting at 10th level, you become inured to undeath, getting resistance to necrotic damage, and you can no longer have your hit points permanently reduced, due to spending so much time socializing with your grim-grinning ghosts. This is a pretty unique feature that could be interesting depending on the campaign you're in, but obviously situational and is more of a ribbon ability than anything else. But hey, at level 14, you get the ability to mind control any undead that you see. What a cool ability, pretty great, right? Well, not really, because the catch is that they get to make a charisma saving throw against your wizard spell save DC initially, and then even after they fail it, they get to make an intelligence saving throw every hour after they get mind controlled by you. So the bigger the brains of the undead, the harder it is to keep them as a friend. So this is overall a very interesting level 14 ability, one that can be very fun to play around, if your dungeon master is feeling generous, of course, but just don't expect too much from Command Undead. Alright, men, that about does it for the features of the arcane traditions of necromancy. However, there is still another major element of being a necromancer that can potentially boost your power to unbelievable heights. This is, of course, the question of whether or not you can equip your undead thralls with better gear. Is a zombie proficient with a weapon that it can use in life? Can you give your skeleton a heavy crossbow with poison bolts and be proficient in them? What about some more armor to warm those overly exposed bones? Obviously, the easy answer is just to ask your DM and see if they allow it, but I did find some game designer rulings for some level of precedent to judge from. Here you can see Crawford implying some things, saying you can dress up your undead thralls however you like, and then saying undead dress-up dolls can wear anything, but they suffer the normal consequences if they're not proficient. So, kind of waffling around what we want to hear. But then here's Mike Merles, another game designer on D&D, that says, I'd give them proficiency with all armor and weapons. So yeah, that's very cool, Mike. So, yeah, there's no official ruling on what a creature's proficiency can be. However, in the monster manual, if you want to, look into it more, it does say in the description for the skeleton that a skeleton can fight with weapons and wear armor, can load and fire a catapult or trebuchet, scale a siege ladder, form a shield wall, or dump boiling oil. However, it must receive careful instructions in explaining how such tasks are accomplished, and for zombies, it says, A zombie armed with a weapon uses it, but the zombie won't retrieve a dropped weapon or tool until told to do so. And another general rule for DMs when they design encounters for players from page 9 of the Monster Manual. Assume that a creature is proficient with its armor, weapons, and tools. If you swap them out, you decide whether the creature is proficient with its new equipment. So you could argue that the Monster Manual implies that they can be proficient if the Necromancer wants them to do those things when creating or commanding them. But of course that's your DM, and you still need to find the resources to supply your spooky army with their ammunition, armor, and weapons in the first place anyways. One of the pitfalls, or one of the major weaknesses of the Necromancer subclass, is the constant drain of your spell slots in order to maintain your army. If this is a concern for you, since a single AoE attack from a high CR enemy can potentially wipe out the army you painstakingly created, you can try cheesing the mechanics of the game a bit. If your group is okay with this kind of behavior, then you can try and constantly reassert control of your boys at the time right before you long rest. When you wake up, you have all of your spell slots back. You can even add a few more to your undead army by quickly reanimating once more and then short resting right after to get the arcane recovery. So you have all of your spell slots for the day, and you still have 15 hours until all your friends betray you. And then if you had to use some spell slots for the day, you just have to do some quick math to figure out how many minions need to be disassembled based on how many spell slots you used for the day. This can obviously backfire if you find yourself in a situation where you cannot long rest on time, or if your army is not currently in range to be redominated. So, in conclusion, whether you want to be a power-hungry gravedigger or maybe a singer who wants backup dancers that follows your every command, or maybe you just simply want to ensure that the ones you love will never leave you, the Necromancer Wizard subclass requires a bit of power playing at times in order for you to maximize its potential, but it is undoubtedly a character that can influence the outcome of the entire campaign for better or for worse. As always, I hope that anyone who happens to watch my stuff enjoys what I create as much as I enjoyed creating it in the first place. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, goodbye for now.